Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. How well do you think you know your favorite device? So blind camera tests are always great because they often debunk a lot of things. And one of the main things is that my phone is the best. My phone takes the best photos. This is a conversation that's going to go on in the tech world for quite some time. Now, I don't have every phone in the world, but I do have some of the latest and greatest. In this video, I want to talk about a post that I did on my community tab. And I'm going to reveal the results to you from that blind camera test here. And I want to break down each photo and tell you which phone took it and how I feel about each one of these photos and how the device is performing. So I simply grabbed 4 of my phones, took a portrait shot, loaded them online, no edits, no nothing. And I decided to ask you what you thought about them. And you did in the comment section. Now, remember, at the time of this video and the post and everything, you're going to see that, some time has passed. But in this video, I'm going to refresh and see if more comments come in and more votes come in. You'll see how we do it. I just want you to know that if you didn't pick your phone, it's nothing you can do. The people in this video have already voted on the post. No turning back for you. But some of you guys might try to go over to the post after the fact, because I'm not going to delete it. But I think this will be pretty interesting. I think you're going to like what you see here, and you're going to be shocked at the results of the winner. Some of you guys even picked the winner. And you call. Okay. Anyway, it's your man Jay. Enjoy the video. See you in the next one. So here we are now. I'm doing a screen grab here. And this first photo, I think this one should have been pretty obvious to people. If you know content, if you know a device, I guess I should say, you would know that this was probably the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Just based on comparison to the other photos, you would see that this has a much darker hue for the walls. Now remember, my walls are actually gray, and granted, this is a portrait shot, but still, I like how this picture looks. I like how it takes photos. I like how the iPhone 13 Pro Max takes photos, but unfortunately, when you zoom a little bit, you get a little bit of detail. The colors are pretty accurate in this photo. Someone was asking about the skin tone and things like that. Everything about this photo is fairly accurate, just about really clean. And when you zoom in here, you can see around this shirt is a really old shirt, so you can see how it's kind of been washed and worn so many times. But this photo itself is the iPhone 13 Pro Max, and it does very well overall. This is close to my skin tone, but it's just this area back here. You see that infamous or famous, or whatever you want to label it, the iPhone 13 Pro Max and just iPhones in general have this yellow hue or brown hue. And so this should have been fairly easy for you to pick out. It should have been fairly easy for you to pick out. So we'll take a look down at your results and what you thought was the best after we go through these. So this was the iPhone 13 Pro Max. This is actually the OnePlus 10 Pro. Now, the OnePlus 10 Pro, it did fairly well. Again, skin tones are, it's fairly accurate. It's just that the photo itself is really bright in comparison to the iPhone. You see how the iPhone has me fairly dark in this photo, and this one has me fairly bright, but it's also a little bit more true to life when it comes to skin tones and everything like that. So, but the walls and everything, this is accurate. It should be bright like this. Now let's zoom in on my shirt once again. You can see it did a fairly decent job. It's kind of blurry on here though, because if you go back to the iPhone, you can see how sharp it is. And see, again, the iPhone has really good detail for certain things. And remember, I told you a long time ago, I like to record top-down shots with the iPhone because it records beautifully when recording things. Doesn't do too well with people, in my opinion. And you go back over to the OnePlus, you look at that shirt, looks kind of blurry. Looks a little dull, a little faded. And you can see a huge difference between this photo and this photo. This one, while super bright, it's pretty good. It's not too bad at all. A lot of people chose this photo, I think, in other platforms where I posted these photos and everything. So this is, now when you look at just these 2 photos, you'll now be able to decide, okay, is the OnePlus 10 Pro taking better photos than the iPhone 13 Pro Max? Well, again, someone commented that they all are really good, and they are. They are really, really solid cameras on each device. But obviously this is a lot darker as a whole for the picture, but it's giving more detail in certain parts of the photo. I also like the blur on the blur on both of these. But if you look here, iPhone kind of failed around this area right here. See how it's kind of blurring, these little blurry spots right here. And then if you go to the OnePlus, you don't see that area breaking up right there. See, so each phone is gonna do something great, and that's just the way it is. None of these can be flawless. But the first photo is the iPhone 13 Pro Max, and this photo is the OnePlus 10 Pro. Now this photo right here, to me, was one of the worst. And I've seen this device do much better, but I did one shot for each one. I didn't do any kind of 3 and 4 tries. This is actually the S22 Ultra. And if you look here, you should be able to see lots of errors in here, like the top of my head right here. Both ears are blurred incorrectly. The neckline is blurred incorrectly. This was the worst of them all, in my opinion. But I wanted to be fair and not like, because if you're on a quick, let's take a photo real quick. Most people probably will take multiple shots, but this is the point of testing your camera. And you know what, folks? I love the S22 Ultra. Use it a lot for video. It's really good. It's a great phone. But in this particular setting, it didn't do too well with the portrait mode. It kind of messed that up. So let's zoom in on that shirt. And you can see in this one here, the shirt, it looks a little bit better than the OnePlus did. When it comes to detail, it's crinkled in a different way because my arms aren't positioned each way the same. But I think this was the worst of them all when it comes to the photos. I think this was the worst of them all. It really messed up around my head when it came to the portrait shot. Again, colors are accurate and everything, but the actual portrait and the areas and details around my head, if you don't zoom in, you're not going to notice all these areas my ears is missing on. And the top of my head is, something's wrong there. So again, scrolling backwards to the 10 Pro and then the iPhone 13 Pro Max, you can see there's a huge difference in these photos. Yeah, and that's and again, folks, I know I could have just taken another shot with the S22 Ultra. So don't get in your feelings and be all sensitive saying, "Oh, you cheated." You guys are really kind of childish after a while. But let me just focus on the topic at hand. This is what the phone delivered on a first snap. So as much as we love the device, do I have to make special favors for the S22 Ultra when it comes to taking a quick photo? All of these phones did this in one snap, just so you know. So the last photo was probably the winner in every place I put it. This is actually the Pixel 5a 5G, folks. This phone was chosen by, and for the record, this is the one I liked as well. After I got them loaded onto the internet, I didn't look at them on the phone or whatever. I posted it from the phone, but then I looked at them on a bigger screen, and this is the one that I like the most too. I like this one because of the detail it's giving. You don't see my ears all cut off. You don't see the top of my head messed up. You see really good, clear details, and the photo is absolutely great. Now the disadvantage, and even this area right here did pretty good as well. Not as good as the iPhone on the shirt area, but the disadvantage I find for the Pixel 5a 5G was the zoom. I think it's too close, even though, I have long arms, so I'm able to stretch them out, you know what I mean? But I felt like this photo would have been even better, and you would have gotten an even better photo if I was able to. I could have turned the timer on and put it on the tripod and stood away, but I gave them to you in one shot as I did each other. So I think this phone, the 5A, Pixel 5A, surprisingly enough, it beat out all the other devices when it comes to taking this particular portrait shot. And for all those people that say they love the S22 Ultra and it's the best cameras, they love the iPhone 13 Pro Max and it's the best cameras, and they love the OnePlus 10 Pro, not very many pick those devices. This was considered number 4 in this comparison. And then again, I think I put them all here. And as you can see here, they're all in a different order. So what people did, some people said, I like 5, because they liked them all. But they all offer something different. But I still say the S22 Ultra should have done a lot better when it comes to taking a quick portrait shot. I shouldn't have to focus I shouldn't have to do it. The winner is the Pixel 5a 5G in this particular comparison, and I am absolutely blown away. So I'm going to refresh this screen here because right now it says it's 27 thumbs up. And I'm just doing this because I'm letting you know. So it says it's 32 comments. Because again, at the recording of this video, you're going to watch this and you're going to see it after this post has been up for a while. So let me refresh here and let's see if that all changes. It changes to 34 comments and 30 likes. Now let's go down and see what you think about it. So 3 and 4 and 5 shows you how great these. Okay, yeah. So 4, there's a 4. There's a 4. Somebody chose a 1 and a 4. There's a 4. 2 is the best overall. And 2 is actually the OnePlus 10 Pro. Somebody feels like the OnePlus 10 Pro. But okay, let's count these 4s now. Let's just kind of go through. There's a 4. There's a 4. There's a 4. There's a 4. 3 is perfection for this person. I don't see how. No shade, but I don't see how 3 is perfection. It was horrible to me in that particular setting. Phone cameras are too good. That's right. They all look good. The 5th one, I like that comment. I don't know. They all look pretty good. 4, again, 4, again, 4, 4, 4. 4 is the Pixel. Someone straight up said 4 is the Pixel. That's pretty amazing that they know. They didn't know which Pixel, but they knew it was a Pixel. And that goes to show how good Google has done with their cameras. And remember, folks, that's not the Pixel 6. That's not the Pixel 6 Pro. That's the Pixel 4. That's the Pixel 5a 5G. Here's another 4. 4 is clean. 4, 4, 4 hands down. 4, 4, 4, 4. Top left. So we'll go up and take a look at the top left. I think that's probably gonna be the OnePlus 10 Pro. They're looking at the last photo is when they're doing that. 4, and then you've got 4 and 4 and 4 and 4 and 4 and 4 and 4. So you get what I'm saying. So people looking at these, let's go to that top left, which is this one. This is the OnePlus 10 Pro. That person thought that that was it. Top left, he said. So, but this is the Pixel 5a 5G, folks. And it's just weird knowing that you guys love your devices so much, but in a setting, a little trick like this, you know, or blind camera test, you didn't pick your phone. You picked the Pixel 5a 5G. Ugh. You picked the Pixel 5a 5G. 4 is all over, and that's the people. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what people are picking. This is what I chose as well in this particular setting. I'll try to do more blind camera tests like this where I actually go in and talk about each photo. But to be fair, it's kind of a shame that the Pixel 5a 5G just beat up on all my devices that cost more, at least half the price more. So what do you think about that, folks? That's a tough one. But there it is. iPhone fans, and I know there's a lot of iPhone fans that follow me, but by the time you see this, these numbers will have changed by now, folks. Remember, I'm recording this from the post, but by the time you see this, these numbers will have changed, and they'll probably have gone up, and they'll probably be giving more to the Pixel 5a 5G. It's pretty impressive, though. But once I saw so many come in as on the Pixel 5a winning, I said I'm going to do this post now because I think this is a good blind camera test. Again, the S22 Ultra has great cameras. Obviously, I use them every day. But in that particular quick snap, it didn't do too well. What do you think about that? I think this was the worst photo of them all. And one person, and no shade to that one person, but this photo is horrible. I don't know if they zoomed in or not and looked at it, but that is just all messed up around here. That's just horrible. Every detail is lost. It only did good in this shirt area right here, and then as far as blurring the background and the color accuracy. So it's your man JLab. You guys enjoyed. Yeah, that is the Pixel 5a 5G beating up on some very expensive phones with a single portrait shot.